dangerous moment for people. And one thing we've been covering a lot on the show is you have a kind of breakdown in previous national stories and narratives. And people are very like story driven. You know, you have a breakdown in, I'm not a religious person, so this is like not my bag, but you have a breakdown in religion. So some of the stories that have kind of like held the country together and that people helped use to make sense of their life, or even the story about the American dream. A lot of these things are kind of breaking down. Now, that's a good thing because it creates a possibility for a new, more beneficial story. But in the meantime, it is just a like heyday for con artists and charlatans and, you know, people who are willing to sell a narrative to, you know, a lot of folks who feel kind of lost, kind of adrift and don't like existing in that chaos. So it's like, you know, whether they're being scammed by like SBF or this like Congressman George Santos who like made up every aspect of his life.
That guy's amazing.
Crystal's obsessed with him. I just find him a disgrace.
Do you see pictures of him where he's a drag queen in Brazil?
Katara.
Yeah, Katara.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think
drag-ish.
Now you can't criticize him anymore. He's trans.
So the part I'm obsessed with him is, first of all, I just can't imagine being that person who can like, and whoever he was across from, he was going to tell them what they wanted to hear. When the dude was like, I'm into volleyball, he's like, I was a star volleyball player at a college he didn't even go to.
I have a very good friend who texted me today, and he told me, I'm here with this guy who knew you from Boston and this and that and that and this. And I say, what's his name? He tells me the name. I go, that guy's full of shit. I don't know that guy. And so then he tells me that he took a picture with this guy, and the guy pretended that he was texting it to me.
Whoa.
These are real people.
See that, and that's what,
there's real people that are just crazy.
And that's the thing that is, I'm like, how many of these people are out there? Number one. And number two, I just feel like his ability to rise and make it to Congress says so much about like the cracks and the holes.
FTX execs maxed out on donations.
I didn't even know that. That's
too good.
Good
find,
Jamie.
Of course they did.
That
look at them.
Right there is like the perfect news story for our era.
Look at that American flag fucking pin on the lapel. I love it.
This is America's congressman right here.
The question is, what's his name?
America's
Have you seen the video where he's like, hi, my name is Anthony DeValder?
Yeah,
and
he
you're
changes
like,
his
who
name.
the fuck are you?
He's
like,
a
what's your
full-on
name?
con man.
Full-on
There are
con man.
so few people that want to be congressmen, and there's so few people that want to get involved that you could be a fucking loon. A fucking loon with all the right bullet points, and you can get all the way in.
Well, he told people what they wanted to hear.
Yes.
You know, to the donors, he was like, I'm a wealthy businessman. I'm highly successful. I worked at Goldman Sachs, all this stuff. They're like, oh, this is our kind of guy. To the electorate in the Republican, he pitched that he's like this trailblazing, you know, I am the American dream, like Latino, gay, all this stuff. I mean, it really was incredible, the way that he told people what they wanted to hear. And so that's a part that I'm really interested and obsessed with, because all of these people are like a reflection of the holes and vulnerabilities in society. You know, same thing with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. He told people in Congress, he told the media, he had this very specific cultivated image of his like wacky hair and his like dressed down look and whatever, that he was the eccentric genius or whatever. And a lot of people who were supposed to be super smart in the business press and in the, you know, regular press and on Capitol Hill, they all bought it hook, line, and sinker.
After Bernie Madoff, you're not going to fool us again.
Oh, yeah, right.
We've got it all. We figured it out. We got it.
It's not like Theranos was like 5 years ago.
Right. Theranos was an abnormality, sir. It'll never happen again. People like that are rare, and they don't really get through.
It's actually a good thing, though, just to show people, like, these people aren't that smart. You know, when I first came to D.C., you know, you get to the White House, and you're like, holy shit, like, this is the White House. I remember, you know, it's like when I met Trump and interviewing him, and, like, in the Oval Office, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm in the Oval. That's JFK who's there, you know, like, this is where Nixon did this thing. But then, you know, like, some guy comes in with his shoes off, and you're like, oh, this is just an office. Like, it's just a normal building. And so you got to take that veneer off. Most people actually get this. I'm probably just weird, which is, like, these people aren't that smart. They, you know, the billionaires, and they're actually fools. Like Sam Bankman-Fried raised $1 billion. He was literally playing Counter-Strike while he was on a Zoom call. And he was playing a video game. He said some bullshit and like something about a banana, and they gave him $1 billion. This is one of the top tier venture
VC.
capital firms in the world.
Yes. I
And
mean,
you're
these
like,
are supposed
what?
to be the most sophisticated investors and just totally bamboozled by this guy. And it isn't. And then on the other end, you know, a lot of people who bought into what he was selling or what, you know, NFTs that were being sold or whatever random crypto like scams were out there, you know, they had their own vulnerabilities of maybe they were hurt in the financial crash. Maybe they feel like it was disproportionately young men, right? So maybe they feel like the American dream of like getting the house and having the family and the, you know, the like basic middle class prosperity wasn't really open to them. And they're being sold this sort of hero journey narrative